Hello, hello. It is Direct Mail Monday, January 8th, 2018. Steve Sipress here. This is take 4. And I thank everybody that let me know along the way about the problems I was having with my audio. Hopefully they are all solved now. The good old restart of the computer seems to have things working well. And I see a birdie just jumped up on my terrace outside my office. Hello, birdie. So, yeah, tempted to use my Blue Yeti microphone, tempted to use this headset microphone, the laptop microphone. Hopefully things are working well. So let's get right to it. Direct Mail Monday, and as always, we start off with the Rhino of the day. And today it is, again, a Rhino from my 1995 Rhino Court calendar. And I believe last time we shared June, yes, so we are up to July 1995. But, of course, these fantastic pictures of rhinos last forever. And this is the July Rhino. They are flipping a burger. The red, white, and blue Uncle Sam or Rhino. Or is it the Kentucky Fried Chicken Colonel? But I digress. There's the July Rhino of the Rhino of the Day. I love those fun rhinos and that artwork. Hope you enjoy them too. Brian, Jamie, Darren is here. Rich is here. Welcome to all. And as a... to a friend of mine, Dwight Woods, who did a tremendous few episodes on the Rhino Daily podcast. You can check it out. He is a Bruce Lee aficionado and a martial arts expert, and he shared some fantastic marketing tips and based on his success as a marketer in martial arts. And he suggested on one of my videos the other day that I get a mini tripod, so I wouldn't have to hold up my iPhone in the air with my hand when I shoot these videos outside in the front or the back or somewhere else. And I was like, happen to have mini tripods, not only one, but two. And they were right in the box where I thought they were near my desk. So I have the mini tripod there. And then I even have another mini tripod that is sealed in the plastic. Still haven't even used it. But yeah, I still prefer when I'm holding that iPod to hold it in my hand, because then I can move it around and I have it at the right angle, and the mini tripod just doesn't make sense to me to use with that, but I appreciate the suggestion. And here, having the laptop camera is like having a mini tripod because the camera is right there on the top of the laptop. Jerdog is here, and Jamie says, Steven, the Rhinos rocks. And Jim is here. Welcome to everybody. So let's get right to it. It's real quick. You know, in the piles of direct mail, and we haven't done one for a couple of weeks because Monday fell on a holiday, Christmas and then New Year's. So Direct Mail Monday has not happened for weeks, and the direct mail has piled up. And as always, my beautiful wife Michelle knows, don't throw that out. The entire world pretty much calls it junk mail, but my beautiful wife Michelle knows that I save all that junk mail and save it long term, but I got to look at it, I study it, and I share it with my clients and help them make a lot of money with it. And then once in a while, I also share a few pieces here with you on my videos. And but my beautiful wife Michelle normally doesn't touch the junk mail. You know, the junk mail she'll open. Especially over the last month, all kinds of Christmas cards and personal stuff and some bills that still come, although most of them are on auto pay. I always wonder when they come. They send a paper one anyway. But check it out. Over the past few weeks, out of all the junk mail that's piled up in the home, 3 of the pieces, I actually had to laugh as I see them because they were opened. And I laughed, and I said to my beautiful Michelle, how do you open this stuff? And she's like, yeah, you know, so she fell for it. So what we're talking about here is proof of 3 different ways to get your direct mail open, because if it doesn't get open, nobody is going to read it, right? So people send out direct mail, and they pay a lot of money to people like me or top copywriters to write the words in the direct mail piece, and then sometimes they're like, oh, you know, or they do it on their own. Usually when they do it on their own, because you use a pro like me, I'm going to help you to put the envelope together also, because I got to get my direct mail open so you don't go, oh, didn't work. You know, so many people got it, and gee, nobody responded. Well, a lot of times that's because nobody opened the darn thing and nobody read it. And if they can't read it, how are they going to respond no matter how much you paid or how much time you spent or how great you think you are putting the words on paper? You also got to do the work and do the right things to get it open. So I'm going to show you 3 examples here. So let's get right to it. Example 1 is, it's very important, who is the sender? Now, that's not the WOW strategy, the first W standing for who, which stands for the target market. In this case, I really just mean the word who. Who is sending it? And so you see in this case, this is sent by the electric company. So when the electric company sends something, even though it is pre-sorted, post this page, bulk mail, in other words, and there's nothing on the back, and there's really nothing on the front other than our address and the return address, but my beautiful Michelle, my wife Michelle, opened it up, and sure enough, all it is their annual, basically, Christmas card type of thing. It's a thank you card. There it is. Thank you. So, and then it just says, thanks for being a customer over the year of 2017. Thanks. Boom. That's it. So, but how'd they get that open? Because it's from the electric company. So my beautiful wife Michelle must be wondering, because this is one of the things on auto pay. We don't get a bill from the electric company. The money's just automatically taken out of our account, and the lights stay on. And in beautiful Arizona, I mean, someone told me yesterday, it got up to 79 degrees. Not quite air conditioning weather, but you got to have the electricity working here. I assume it has to work everywhere, including the rest of the country here in the U.S., which has been suffering through massive record cold temperatures. And you know what record cold temperatures mean if you talk to global warming Al Gore enthusiasts. It means global warming exists. Go figure. I digress. Which is brilliant marketing, by the way. And so that's number 1 way. Who is sending it? So if you're sending something to your personal list, to your personal clients, to your family, to your friends, basically, hopefully you treat your clients like family and friends, and they also feel that you're part of the family because you send them good stuff. Not just, in this case, a bulk signed bogus thing. You actually send them handwritten stuff. And so even if it just had your name on it, they're going to open it up to see what's he or she sending me. So that's one way. And the same thing works with email, by the way. The number 1 issue, the number 1 factor in whether emails get opened or not is the sender. That's also the number 1 factor in whether they even get through all the junk mail filters to the inbox. It's based on who the sender is. So we're not here to teach email, but that works similarly in email. So you want to send emails that get opened, because that way, if you're the email provider of the recipient, will say, oh, this is something you open all the time. I better put it in your inbox instead of your junk mail. This is something you like. So it's another reason to send stuff people like. So that's one way to get it opened. Be a trusted sender. Here's another way, is use one of these phony, baloney-looking, official-looking mailers. Now, this had the the little tab on the side here with the open, tear it off and open it up, and it looks all official. And here's the few things. It's a 2018 auto insurance notification. Ooh, it's important. Please open immediately. It was important to whom? Of course it's important to the sender, but there's no reason why this would be important to the recipient unless it said important update to your policy or important notification about something or important, I mean, obviously, if we had an accident or something, and then we would open stuff because it would say about your accident, or can't remember the last time we did anything with auto insurance other than pay it. However, there's a clue right there on the back, the return address, which, by the way, is one of the smart things done here. Notice they did not put their return address on the top left because that would negate all the other stuff. If you looked and saw that it's from the Amica or Amica, or however you pronounce that, Amica Mutual Insurance Company, whatever, never even heard of it. My beautiful wife Michelle knows, of course, we're not with whatever ridiculous company this is that we never heard of. So she would therefore realize, it's junk mail. It's pre-sorted, postage paid, which could be from our insurance company, but it's from something we never heard of, and it's in one of these fancy schmancy, she knows I teach this stuff. Like, this is a great way to get your direct mail opened. Send it in a look-alike envelope that looks like something official with all kinds of urgent, important messages on it about why it should be open. This is urgent and important, right? It says important, please open immediately. So you got importance and urgency right there. And then you got this 2018 auto insurance notification, official sounding thing. And then you have the window envelope, and you can feel it. There's a card in there. Okay, so my beautiful Michelle opened it up, and there is some kind of a card saying, like, see if you can reduce your, as if you need a card to see if you can reduce your rate, call this number now. Oh, and give this personal invitation number, which could possibly be, of course, the same number printed on every single card. Because, see, you carry forth the theme, of course. You don't just go through all the trouble of having this official-looking envelope and then having it open up and go, ha-ha, it's nothing official. You carry forth the entire official feel and look of the whole thing. I'm here just to talk about how to get it open, but you see this whole thing will have this official look. There's the notification again, and it says on there the date it's issued, and it's got some official form number, and then it's got this card. Oh, see if you can reduce your rate card. And so it seems like something official, but of course it's simply a cold mailing solicitation from an insurance company with the call to action of a free, no obligation quote. I mean, it's just like saying 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance, but they go through all this to get it open. And in this case, we have proof that it worked. And, you know, anytime I see this stuff, and I saw the direct mail, junk mail piece opened up down there on the counter, and I had to laugh. And my beautiful wife was like, honey, you open this? He's like, yeah, you know. Okay, so you want people to fall for it, but not feel so totally duped, right? So carry it through in the entire theme. And in fact, this is an important auto insurance notification. And if you have in there that, you know, we have a special right now on the rates that's expiring on whatever date, then people don't feel absolutely duped. Then it was important that they open it immediately. Because if people feel duped, you can get it opened, but then, you know, they're going to say, what the heck? And they're going to do that and toss it. And then the third type I'll share today. See if we, a bunch more people here. Phil's here, and Phil says at least the card has Michelle's name on it. Right, yeah, very smart. And Phil is in the business. I don't know if this is something you do, but Phil's in the business of promotional items, and so he prints names, mostly company logos, onto anything there is, pens and shirts and hats and you name it. Contact Phil if you want to use any of that stuff to make extra money in your business, because it works. And yeah, so you see her name is on the card. Again, it's carrying through the theme that it looks official. Oh, this is your particular card with your particular personal invitation number. Now, I'd have to guess. They could make them different, but I'd guess that they're all the same on there. Anyway. And the third and last one is, third way, is to send an invitation. So this is an oversized invitation-sized envelope, right? It's not a regular 8.5 by 11. I will call that person back. It's not the same size envelope as this thing or even that thing, or a regular 8.5 by 11. Oh, or even one of these things that I use for my personal handwritten thank you notes that I send. Or let's see if I got standard envelopes here. I must for illustrative purposes, but you get the idea, even if I can't find one immediately at hand, which I cannot. We have it in an invitation size envelope saying you're cordially invited. And that's it. This one's smart enough not to put any return address, and they're using EDDM, right? Everyday direct mail. So it just says postal customer and the town and the zip code. I don't know why I blanked that out, but I just blanked it out anyway. And it's pre-sorted. It's EDDM. So it's going to have that insignia. There it is up in the corner. And so this goes to everyone in a certain area that you're cordially invited. And so my beautiful wife opened it up to see what are we cordially invited to, and it is that you carry through the theme again. So there's the invitation. You are cordially invited to this filet and the asparagus succulent gourmet-looking meal, and you can see it's at the Desert Canyon Golf Club. Now, we like playing golf over there, and as most golf courses. They have a restaurant there. I've never had anything more than a bag of chips probably from there, but it ends up these guys, this financial advisors, this accrue whatever, are having their what we call a lunch and learn, or in this case a dinner and learn. They're having they're renting out the place. They're paying for the meals for X number of people, probably like 10 or 15 couples will be there, and they're going to do their presentation. And then you see here, now I've been to a bunch of these where they serve the dinner and then they start talking while you're completing the dinner. They give you some time to like start it, but then they start talking. But in this one, you see how it says complimentary dinner to follow. So this one, they're really holding you hostage there. They're like, you can show up at 6 o'clock, but you ain't eating. Not until we're done with our thing. And oh, by the way, I did RSVP. So for illustrative educational purposes, we will be going. We enjoy playing golf there. My beautiful wife Michelle will probably like eating whatever they serve. I will probably have a salad and nothing else, but I will be paying attention to everything these guys do. For instance, now that we RSVP'd by phone, will they send us a confirmation card in the mail saying, hey, we have you confirmed, we can't wait, blah, 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 and it might even include like a copy of their book, or at the very least their brochure or something, or an about us, or page testimonials, or how nice they are and how courteous and how great they are and whatever. You can't use results-based testimonials in that industry, by the way, but if you're in that industry, you would know that, but that doesn't mean you can't use testimonials. You can, and we'll go and I'll report on how they did, because I have no intention of purchasing annuities. This is to learn about annuities. There is not a chance I'm going to purchase an annuity, but don't tell them that. We're going to see how they do their presentation. So they carried it through. They have the invitation, nothing on the back, so that's it. In the invitation envelope, my beautiful Michelle opened it, my beautiful wife Michelle opened it up to see what are we cordially invited to, and it just so happens we're going to go. So it worked. Well, I mean, now, they're not here to teach about these lunch and learn or dinner and learns or whatever, but in this case, not so sure it worked because getting us there is going to cost them money, and we have no chance of our financial advisor is phenomenally unbelievable, and there's not a chance that I'm going with these guys. However, I guess there's a chance I might recommend them to somebody else, so what the heck, we'll see. And sometimes these guys, if they're really smart, or sometimes they recognize me when I go to these things and they ask me for advice. I had that recently. I went to one of these, and the guy was like, hey, wait a minute. You're Steve Sipress. Can you tell me what could we have done better in our thing? And you know what? For them giving the free meal and just asking the question, just like you could here, I will give some free advice to them. But, of course, if they became a client, I'll bet there's 42 different ways I can improve this whole thing from start to finish and double or triple their response and make an extra 20 or 30 grand every time they hold one of these things. Phil says one kind of cool thing he used to do, even though it cost a bit more, was to print custom stamps with the dog's picture on the stamp. Got lots of positive feedback from that. Probably worked because the people on that list all knew the dog well. So that is a great point. That is something new and something old, going back to the first example I showed, that it's important. The most number one way to get direct mail or email opened or get the phone answered is for the message to be coming from someone known, like, and trusted. So, yeah, if they all knew the doggy, then it's likely, Phil, I'd have to say, they gave you positive feedback. Sure, they liked seeing the doggy, but it's likely they'd open no matter what you sent them, since they knew the dog, they knew it was you, and they would open it up. But, yeah, you can do all kinds of things now. Did you know that? You can get stamps made up, printed with your company logo, with, anything you want on them. You can get custom stamps printed up. It's got to help things to get opened. So that would be a fourth way, a bonus way, thanks to a viewer coming on, and one of my clients, Phil Brakefield, who comes on and helps everybody out. We have 3 ways to get your direct mail open, and Phil just add a fourth one, a custom stamp, instead of these pre-sort things up in the corner. Now, in this case, EDDM, everyday direct mail through the post office, you don't have an option to put your own stamp on it. But otherwise, a custom stamp is going to help also. And Is Rich saying he's got a hashtag Steve 2020, as if I should not wear my glasses, like suddenly I have 2020 vision. With the glasses, I do. Without them, I assure you, I do not. And I had him on there just in case I had to read anything in this direct mail today. Or is he saying something about like that I'm running in the year 2020 for something? Because I know there's elections all the time in this country, and I assure you, no matter what it is, I ain't running. And second of all, once they found out anything about me, no one would vote for me anyway, with the skeletons in my closet. Although, again, not teaching on this topic here, and I'm going to keep this one because I'm going to see what else they send me and kind of collect everything along the way from before, during, and after that seminar, right? There's stuff they need to do before, during, and after in the follow-up to maximize that seminar or any seminar you're doing, especially when they're investing money into a country club and buying everyone steak dinners. And their financial advisor, the time is worth money. It behooves them to do everything right that they can. They'll do everything right that they can. It behooves them to actually hire someone who knows what they're doing, like me, and do everything, even stuff that they right now can't do because they don't know. And so 2020, yeah, right. So, but we do have a president in office right now who skeletons of his closet are all over the place, and somehow he still got elected. So I guess I have to ensure that whoever I'd run against must be the most despicable criminal in the history of running for anything, and then I might win too. But otherwise, I ain't running, and I ain't running anyway. But Felicia, hey, Felicia, look what I got in the mail today, Felicia. Got this big envelope from Amazon, and in it was this. How cool is that? That's Felicia Slattery's newest book, and so it's great to see you on here, Felicia. And Felicia says, today I came up with a fabulous direct mail campaign idea. Ripped from the headlines, I can hardly wait to implement it. I'm excited. And as far as the headlines, man, there are a lot of headlines going on these days. But I'm very excited to start using my new daily business meeting with God special journal to focus your workday according to his plan by Felicia Slattery. So I can't wait to get this, and I'll be posting. I've already read through the entire thing, and I'll be posting my review onto Amazon for my dear friend and past client, Felicia Slattery. And so great to see you here, Felicia. Thanks for the input. Hopefully you're staying somewhat warm there in the Knoxville, Tennessee area. And thanks to everyone else for being here. Any other comments or questions or issues or concerns or anything about direct mail, getting your mail opened? Hopefully that helped. And hopefully you're like Felicia, that you're actually sending it, instead of just watching these videos all the time and going, oh, that's a good idea, that's a good idea, that's a good idea. I have a saying I'm well known for: ideas make you feel good, but only actions make you money. So congratulations to Felicia for taking action. And Felicia, of course, put me on your list. I'm sure you'll put me on the list so I get it. And at the very least, if you want, I will give you a free critique right here on a future Direct Mail Monday. And if not, you can become my client again, and then I will give you all the critiques you want and probably double the results of anything you're doing. But, of course, you know that. And anyway, that's it for Direct Mail Monday, January 8th, 2018. Steve Sipress here saying thanks, everyone, for being here. Thanks for all the input and suggestions and comments. And Phil says, Felicia and I meet here secretly. Yes, you guys ought to stop meeting here. What's the saying? Well, we ought to stop meeting like this on somebody else's Facebook page. So great seeing everybody, and I will be back tomorrow. Speaking of ripped from the headlines, so is the content of my video tomorrow, because it is Topical Tuesday, and I'll be sharing a topic with a business lesson ripped right from the headlines. How about that? And I can see we've got a spectacular, beautiful purple and a little bit of blue, dark blue and purple sunset taking place right outside my office. What a spectacular view. I wish on everybody that you put systems into place, have a business that can run without you, and at least in the winter, get the heck out of there and get somewhere spectacularly beautiful like this, if not year-round like we did. Just go get up and go anywhere you want and do anything you want, because why'd you start the business in the first place? Hopefully not to become a slave to it, not to have a job and have to do things and have to be stuck and whatever. But again, I digress. That's it for Direct Mail Monday, folks. Thanks to everyone for being here. Thanks for all the likes, all the comments, all the input, and I'll be back tomorrow with Topical Tuesday, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.